All right, so our next presenter is Dylan Lidster, and he's a 34-year-old from Ucluelet, BC, and he is the CEO and founder of Plant ID 3. Welcome.
Hello, my name's Dylan. I'm the CEO and founder of Plant ID 3. Plant ID 3, we intend to take mobile devices and create the world's largest database of plant identification using technologies such as computer vision and lab on a chip. These technologies will help the farmers to inspect, where currently to inspect the fields, farmers need to go out and constantly monitor and go through their fields. They lack some of the experience and knowledge to identify disease, insect damage, or anything that's going on in the fields. We believe that Plant ID 3 will take this on a mobile device and allow a farmer to easily go out with this mobile device, take pictures, photographs, or use chips and identify exactly what's going on in the field. This will ultimately decrease cost in applications, and it will also increase profitability. I've got a prototype already available, and I can do a demonstration. These are some of the screenshots of what we're up to, and currently we're working on the plant health side. I've definitely got some storyboards and mock-ups as well. My experience, I've been in the agriculture industry for 20 years. I've been an entrepreneur and I've been in many different businesses. Personally, I've owned a small test farm, a large greenhouse operation, and including a large retail operation out of Western Saskatchewan. I have also graduated from UC Davis and recently from Founders Institute. The industry is a $250 billion industry that we call agriculture. It breaks down into small farm, large farm, and garden landscape. This industry employs 3% of our entire population and is one of the largest contributors to GDP. Agrology is a $50 billion industry that I plan to disrupt, which is basically the recommendations of herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, soil, and nutrient management. The revenue model is basically to start out with Tier 1, which is the initial discovery period, discovering plant health, discovering species, getting into Tier 2, which would be more of an advanced health, and getting into actual species recognition, recognizing disease and insect damage. And then Tier 3 would be the overall platform, where we would actually have 3 series of validation to make up the platform. The go-to-market is basically to launch at public events for farm, garden, and landscape, followed by email marketing campaigns, and then from there, follow up with social marketing and make sure that we're #1 in customer relationship management. Our competitors out there in the tech industry are LeafSnap, which currently does a field guide for Atlantic species of trees, AgDNA, which does mapping and farm management record keeping, and Yarrow, which is actually the world's largest fertilizer company. They have their own technology that they do a cross-reference of photographs of approximately 20 species. Currently, I've just completed the primary stage. I've self-funded the first foundation of Plant ID 3, self-funded the prototype, and I'm in the process of the next stages, getting the patent together, app, and the platform. From there, looking for $500,000 in seed funding, which will gain partnerships, academics, and get into licensing. Team, currently we have postdoctorates and graduates, all in image processing, computer science, and I've got some senior developers, academics, mentors, and advisors all throughout North America. The long view for Plant ID 3, I believe that we'll see it in robotics, food processing, ag equipment, and as chip technology advances, we'll see some more in seed development, species nutrition, quality, and crop production analysis. My name's Dylan Lidster. Thank you very much. Plant ID 3.
One question is, how would you create the business model for this? How would you charge customers for the service?
Sure, it would be like a SaaS model where basically we're going to charge for an initial install, and then Tier 1 is going to have a cost plus some add-on features, and then Tier 2 is going to have another cost, and then Tier 3 is going to have another cost.
So help me understand how that install works. Like, how does the farmer use this technology, this platform, this vision system, and how does that actually lead to you know, the kinds of impacts and efficiencies that you're talking about? Is it because of early detection, better detection? Break it down for me.
A good combination. So it's going to start with the initial install, which is basically the bare bones to the program. You're going to be able to take pictures within your mobile device. It's going to have quite a bit of information, including your GPS and locations.
Farmer with a device who sees something questionable.
One plant at a time, and then starting, and eventually, as we get into tier 3, we can batch photographs in thousands.
And so the impact of that is earlier detection, better detection. How does that lead to?
For sure. So with image detection, we can identify patterns way earlier than the human eye can, and from there we can also identify maybe there's a combination of things that are going on, a nutrient imbalance possibly with disease or anything like that. The main impact is in the knowledge itself. Currently, a farmer has to go out, pay for this service, and it's a very expensive service, and many farmers just don't have the knowledge and experience to do it.
How much do you think you can save a typical farmer?
Currently, about 40% of their overall farm bill is spent on fertilizer, seed, and the technologies to build. I believe about 10% would be the savings in application costs, providing better data, earlier data, and increasing their yield ultimately.
And right now it's image, but you mentioned also lab on a chip. So
Yes.
which one, where does the boundary cross?
As in,
Which do you have different things? So is the lab on the chip something the farmer would use themselves?
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So the idea with Plant ID 3 is that there's 3 areas of validation. The first is going to be the image species recognition. Next, it's going to be something along lines of spectral analysis. And then finally, we'll get into chip analysis where we can replicate some DNA and find out exactly what's going on.
Okay.
And was the model to sell to the farmers or actually sell to the large agribusiness corporates that would mandate that the farmers use this as part of signing up for their
Getting
contracts?
into the third tier, again, we would look at licensing into large corporate, but I could see the farmers using the initial install, and then from there, if we want to white label a product, then that would be an option.
And it generally applies only to the live plants, like as opposed to foods that have been picked and are moving through the food chain?
As in already, like an apple moving through the food chain?
Yeah.
It's an image processing software, so we can run all different things as long as it's live. And
You know, if you took Mufid's patch, you could test the plants for allergies, and that would be a cool thing to do across the board. Okay,
I believe.
cool. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.